Hey there, and welcome to the A.D.K Rock and Metal channel. I, of course, am Dave. There is no Andy or Kirk today, but I am here to take you through the stories, or look at the stories from the rock and metal world for this week ending the 22nd of March. So I'm going to go back over the last 7 days through some of the most popular news and rock metal channels, websites, etc., and see what they have. Are they actually good stories? Are they just complete tossing and bollocks? Let's find out. Let's go check out Loudwire. Here we go. Let's get through the trending ones. Let's go to the latest stories. So, okay, LA Guns Phil Lewis wanted by police after a fan phone incident. That sounds interesting. Oh, I thought it was going to be something rather saucy, but apparently he allegedly damaged a fan's cell phone during a show. Well, look, the fact is, probably the fan just shoved a camera in your face and he was like, "Fuck off and leave me alone." Well, unfortunately, if you're in a band, you're going to get it. It does happen. There you go. So, bit of a non-story, but someone wants to find out about that, I guess. Apparently, Black Sabbath announced a Tony Martin era 1989 to 1995 era box set. Yay, just what you need. Even more stuff from them. Come on. I mean, not many people buy CDs, but if they do, at least it's a compilation box set sort of thing. The last songs performed by rockers who died too soon. Does anyone really care? I mean, not that they died too soon. People do care about that, but who cares about the last songs performed? I mean, these are pretty much non-stories. Pearl Jam's Dark Matter album in theatres for one night only. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It's going to be played on the April 16th, 3 days before its official release. That's kind of a cool bit of news. That's something important. Well, good to know. New Doherty song Pieces is emotionally heavy and can help heal. Okay. Suppose you should check that out if you're interested and you need some emotional support. Go check out Doherty's. Jack Black reveals one hot thing holding up the School of Rock sequel. Now, it's been a long time since School of Rock. I mean, it's a long time. It doesn't feel it until you actually realise that all those little kids that were in School of Rock are really old now. When I say really old, I mean, what are they, in their 20s? Something like that. Mid-20s? I mean, they are not young kids anymore, so what would be probably says he's ready. There is at least one thing holding up a potential sequel, probably a story. That's got to be the reason, but we're not going into that. But that'd be mine. But is that a story? Is it something you need to know about? Possibly. 25 new rock and metal tours and 5 festivals announced this week. I mean, here we go. Are there too many festivals? Fucking sure shit is. There is. There's way too many. It kills the live music scene locally because people can only afford to go. If they go to the festivals, they're so expensive. It costs so much money to stay there. People just can't afford to support the local bands. So, and your big bands do not need the big festival. I'd much rather see them on their own tour with their own stage show. So, who we got here? It looks like Godsmack. I don't actually know who that is. I don't know who any of those. Let's have a quick look. Let's go into this one. I'm intrigued. We've got Hatebreed, Higher on Fire, Day to Remember, The Used, Godsmack, Stone Temple. Oh, Stone Temple Pilots, interesting. And Live, interesting. So Live coming back out for a run. Lollapalooza, Summerfest, Day to Remember. I don't remember them much. I know the name, but don't really know the band. Advent Horizon, never heard of you, but okay. They're out on new tours from April to May, so going out for a month tour with no support acts. Interesting. Brat, we have covered Brat on this channel. Very interesting bands. They're going out on tour. Roger Daltrey. Basically, Roger Daltrey going out playing Who songs. I'm kidding. I'm sure he's got some of his own solo ones. The Dead Daisies, do not know them. Dixie Dregs. Now, I'm just showing you all the bands that I don't actually know, but Dixie Dregs apparently are going out on tour. Dripping Decay, Gaslight Anthem. That's a bloody awful name. It's a good name for a song, but I wouldn't call it a good name for a band. Godsmack. Who's on support with them? Nothing More and Flatback. Okay, I don't know your support band. Sorry, Godsmack. Hatebreed out with Carcass, Harm's Way, and Crypto. Now that's a good tour. That sounds like a really interesting one. And maybe one if it's in the UK I will check out. Head P are out. Stitched Up Heart as support, and Dropout King. Stitched Up Heart, good band. Enjoy them. Another one to watch out for. He Is Legend. kind of egotistical band name, wouldn't you say? High on Fire. Didn't someone else say that they were out on tour? Can't remember. Kansas, not that interested about them. Messer, North Lane, Paul Bearer, Pentagram. Oh, fucking hell, Pentagram are out. I know Andy will love that. The Pineapple Thief, stupid band name, sorry. Pulp, Simon Says. Stone Temple, Pilots and Live, that should be an interesting one. The Used. Anyway, Vicious Rumours. There's some great band photos in here. I mean, power metal. Wow. Oh, Support Act Raven. Had them on the channel. So we've had John Gallagher from Raven has been on this channel having a chat. So that's an interesting one. I think that's a European tour. Unless it's... I know they've already done their UK tour, so... and who we got? Milwaukee Summerfest and Lollapalooza. So there you go. Very exciting. Were there any exciting ones? Hatebreed was probably my big one there. 30 years ago, we had Pantera release The Crushing Far Beyond Driven. Great album. It's not really news. 42 years ago, Iron Maiden unleashed the Number of the Beast album. Right, again, it's not news. Stop putting this on here, Loudwire. The juice is loose for the first Beetlejuice trailer. What the fuck is this doing on Loudwire? Really? The new rock and metal album's out today. Well, Kirk's already covered that one, so I'd be intrigued to know what he's covered some for the channel anyway. So please check out the video what we covered for that one. Apparently 37 years ago. Come on, stop telling us about albums that came out historically. This is just filler, Loudwire. Do some more research then. Saying the guy that's basically just reading yours for news. Pearl Jam go punk on a new song. Nice. APC's Billy Howdrell says he's really proud of a covers album. Right. Is that just to justify doing a covers album? Why? Just focus on originals. That's what people want, aren't they? Megan Fox confirms engagement to MGK was called off. Couldn't care less either way. Really, just couldn't care less. New Metal Tales from a Scene. Check out compilation videos from all the new metal musicians we've had. That could be kind of interesting. It's not news, it's just information, I guess. Blue Ridge Rock Festival. This is quite an interesting one. So Blue Ridge Rock Festival has issued statements about their 2024 tickets. We need to go check that one out because obviously there was the issue in 2023 with the festival being stopped. So apparently people have bought tickets, but they're not actually for sale yet. Because they're still trying to resolve the 2023 issue. Yeah. I'm surprised people have even bothered buying tickets for this festival after all the freaking nightmare that was there. The second best song of One Hit Wonders. No, not interested. Slipknot's Clown eased his son Simon Cran into metal. Again, couldn't care less. Who cares? Why? If we want to know about his son, we'll speak to his son. We don't care. Stop putting yourself out there. That's just filler. So Blink-182's DeLonghi comments after suffering heat stroke on stage. Now that might be, if you didn't know it was heat stroke and you were concerned about his health, that might be a bit of a story there. So yeah, okay, Alex, that feels a little bit more newsworthy. Read Dave Grohl's forwarded new Lemmy graphic novel. No, not really. I'll read the novel if I want to. Chrissy Blassie Ford shares love of Metallica in a new memoir. Who gives a shit? Sum 41's Derek Wilby announced his memoir. Okay, yeah, that might be interesting. Sum 41's an interesting band. Kind of got a bit of hype, and then kind of just no one gave a shit about them, and then they said that they would they'd play their last final shows and release one album, and that was it. So they got themselves a bit more hype again. So let's see if they stick to their words and do the last album and the last tour, and that's it. Judas Priest albums ranked from worst to best. Couldn't care less, unless you're a huge Judas Priest fan and then you want to just go in there just so you can argue. Ace Frehley addresses the 110,000 volts guitar solo rumor. Was it like he doesn't actually play it? Okay. Oh, probably because it sounds like he didn't play it and people are complaining because he should have played it, maybe. And his answer is it doesn't matter if they're part of the band, then it doesn't matter who really plays it. It does if you wrote it. It depends if you're really giving that credit out to people. A Perfect Circle, Pucifier and Primus announced a new EP of new music. Should be interesting. Actually, that's quite, yeah. I do like to know about new releases and stuff coming up. Dave Gold debuts a new song about his love for Josh Holmes. Nice. 24 years ago, Pantera released Reinventing the Steel. Again, couldn't care less. Apart from the fact it's a great album. Didn't like it at the time, but it's definitely grown on me. But I couldn't care less that it was 24 years ago. Metallica and Joni Mitchell cover Elton John at a Gershwin concert. Right. Okay. Is that news? Here Ozzy Osbourne, John Billy Morrison on Crack Cocaine song. Right. TJ Miller shows one reason why he loves stand-up comedy. What the fuck? Why is that on Loudwire? Come on, guys. Judge quotes Taylor Swift in responding to Metallica's lawsuit. Okay. And that was obviously, if you're not sure what this was the lawsuit where Metallica, because of all the concerts that got cancelled, well, not all of them, but the string of concert tours that they had, dates that they had, where just before COVID kicked in, so they couldn't fly, they couldn't open up, and so they were claiming through their insurance company. And that was, so basically said, unfortunately, that's not covered under that. That's basically it. So they lose that money. Metallica. Gary Holt helps viral kid guitarist at America's Got Talent. That was nice of him. Alien returns with the first Romulus trailer. Who gives a... Actually, we do care about it, but why is this on Loudwire? The 10 best death metal songs are over 10 minutes long. No, sorry. 10-minute songs, fuck. I mean, we're getting into Doom territory there. We don't want death metal songs that are 10 minutes long. I don't. Do you? Maybe you do. Tell me in the comments down below. What metal bands merch do fans spend the most on? T-shirts? I would be surprised if it ain't T-shirts. Unless, well, the most single item that's going to be the most expensive item is going to be the hoodie. But as a general volume thing, it's going to be T-shirts. Is that really a story? You have more T-shirts than anything else, so... again, Michael Keaton's back in his first sequel photo. Again, why is this on Loudwire? Metalhead goes on a first date with a Swiftie. It all goes wrong. I mean, that's like tabloid. That's like the OK magazine or Closer magazine sort of shit. How the Grammys are right and wrong with Guns N' Roses. Couldn't care. They're another band that I just couldn't care less about Guns N' Roses. I liked them with the Appetite for Destruction. I liked some of the later songs. I couldn't deal with all the melodrama of them. They were a point in time that was needed in the world of heavy metal rock. But, yeah, not really a big thing about that. The Vinny Dimebag items Charlie Benanti has at Pantera shows. I guess it's a specified interest. It just about qualifies as news, I suppose. John Cafiero explains why he covered an obscure children's song. Okay, again, probably if you're really into him, then that's probably news. Why Pearl Jam's first listeners were dicks to Eddie Vedder. Or Eddie Vedder, sorry. Might have acted like a cock. It depends. It depends on if it's the Seattle scene that you're talking about, then it's hard because you've got Temple of the Dog work that was before really Pearl Jam. I think Temple of the Dog was before Pearl Jam, but so you'd have thought that with the Soundgarden and Connection, etc., that it would have been okay, but don't know why. 10 best prog rock and keyboard duos. Not interested at the slightest. Can you guess the 80s hair metal video from the screenshots? Not news. It's just filler. It's clickbait. The 11 rock and metal artists playing 2024 Lollapalooza. If you're interested in Lollapalooza, you've probably checked out the website. Another Slipknot existed before the Slipknot. Listen, okay, so this is more news if you weren't aware of this one. So there was a crossover thrash band called Slipknot that formed in New Haven, Connecticut, before the Slipknot we know today formed in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, if they were any good, they would have been picked up when the other Slipknot was picked up, unless the Slipknot that we know and love issued a cease and desist once they got big. That could have happened. Otherwise, what would have happened is people would have listened to them and thought these guys are amazing, and they would have got signed as well. But if they weren't really great, then no wonder. Scott Stapp welcomes grandfatherhood with arms wide open. Good plan of words, yay! Not really news. The Crow director is not happy they remade his film, nor is fucking anyone else apparently. Cannibal Corpse albums ranked from worst to best. No one gives a shit. Limp Bizkit video goes viral. Band opens and closes with the same song. Right. Is that just they just forgot maybe, or did a different version of it? I suppose it's a good way of getting clickbaity. Good bit. I mean, Fred Durst is pretty clever with his marketing nowadays. Eagles rumoured to land Las Vegas Sphere residency. Okay. Freddie Mercury's most iconic moments. Nah, okay. I suppose if you're a big Freddie Mercury fan, but most of these moments you will have seen anyway. You'll see them on YouTube and stuff. So, which is better, ACD era, Bon Scott versus Brian Johnson? That's such a. It really depends if you're talking about album sales, then you know it's Brian Johnson. It really depends on if you like the raw attitude of the Bon Scott era. If you're talking about vocalists, both very different. I'm a Brian Johnson fan personally. I just liked his stuff, but I guess it depends when you got into AC/DC. The Black Crowes play Happiness Bastards release show. That's nice. Stone Templeton live. We've already covered that, and that was a headline tour. What are the best modern new metal bands? Ooh, that is interesting because I just don't really see modern new metal as a genre anymore. It just feels like stuff that's just been recycled. The most played live song off of every Judas Priest album. Getting Couldn't Care. Mike Tyson trained at Maynard's gym. Why the fuck is this on Loudwire? Jeff Lynne's ELO announced final tour. Good to know if you're a fan of the band, I guess. Here and Hill names his favourite Judas Priest song. It's just so raw. Again, scraping the barrels for news there. Getting close. We've only done 4 days, so out of last 7 days this is. Hey, how Jay Wynard joined Infectious Groove Suicidal Tendencies. I actually read that. It's actually quite an interesting article. Worth checking out. Why Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder thinks Taylor Swift shows a punk. Because he's a nut job. Judas Priest plays old song for the first time in 15 years to debut. Well, I mean, they can do it. They say that sounds like a long time, 15 years, but you got to remember how long this fucking band's been going. So 15 years ago is nothing. How John Bon Jovi falls off dark misery to make a new album. I mean, it's tough because the guy's vocals have not been good for a lot of years. His vocals have been shot, but it's good to see him fighting back, and hopefully he can get back to where he wants to be. These ones here, 20 famous musicians who were tragically murdered. We've seen it, we've heard about it. It always kind of pops up every so often, and I guess people want to know who else it is. Ross Valerie finally opens up about the Journey split. Kind of interesting. If you're into Journey, it's always been interesting to see the turmoil of that band. An elderly man sings new metal banger Bodies at karaoke. Well, doesn't old men sing Bodies? That's the one they all seem to do. Jelly Roll undergoes complete mouth reconstruction. Okay, why? The country star went to the dentist recently and came up with a fresh set of teeth. How the fuck is that news? Rich Robinson on new album, Happiness Bastards, AC/DC and more. What's the Aussie song in the Crow remake trailer? Who cares? Home on if he thinks them Crooked Vultures reunion will happen. That's always quite an interesting one. I'm actually intrigued a little bit about that. Metalcore guitarists play their favourite riffs. Why? Rockers who've been sober for more than 10 years or more. Again, this is really like tabloid journalism. This is like the bottom of the barrel kind of content because you're just struggling. The Black Crowes worried music is missing humanity. Me too. Are they referring to AI? Yeah. Being touched up by technology and imperfections were made them special. I actually agree with that, and I'll talk about that with reissues of album stuff. What metal vocalists have the best high screams? It doesn't look like Jonathan Davis. I know it's not Jonathan Davis, but it looks a bit like Jonathan Davis. I can't quite work out who that is from that picture. It ain't M Shadows, is it? Can't tell. Portion of sexual assault lawsuit against Stevens Tyler dismissed. Okay, didn't know it was under that. And then I think, is that all we've got? 48 years ago, who gives a shit? Kiss released their classic Destroyer. I'm just going back to the last sort of ones I covered. Cheesy's hair metal battles couldn't care less. John Bovey hopes his legacy was there to do some good. I think that's about all. I'm just having a quick look. And Anders Kolsepny re-records Slipknot's Make Feel Kill Repeat, and that was the original guy that did the vocals on Slipknot before. Corey Taylor. There you go. Just lost my brain there. So there we go. That is the news this week, was it? And we're going to focus on Loud. Next week we'll look at Blabbermouth and see if they do any better. But there is about 5-6 stories there from this last week that are actually of any worth. The rest of it is complete garbage. And here's my challenge to Loudwire. Why the fuck have you got stuff about movies in there? Probably because there's probably a soundtrack in there that's got some metal in there somewhere. But it's really not. It's not really key for me. Maybe there was no news this week, and they just had to put some sort of content out just to kind of make it interesting. They scoured away trying to find something to put out, but in reality that wasn't really much in the way of news, nothing to keep you entertained. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Was Loudwire's news this week worthy of being called a news channel, or was it really just a load of tosh? That's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on a video sometime very soon. Take care.